Hi, I'm Johnny John. There are many paths in life that one can take. There's the path which is driven by the desires of the physical. Such a path is built through what attracts the outer senses. There's the path which is driven by the desires of the intellect. Such a path is carved through the analysis of what is right and wrong. There's also the path which is driven by the desires of the emotions. Our journey in life can be said to be a mixture of these paths because the decisions we make in life to go left or right will be weighed upon by our physical, emotional, and intellectual senses. However, there's another sense that is always calling to be heard from within, and that is the sense of the heart. This is a path that is often overlooked, the heart path. The heart path is a path where you learn to see who you really are behind that personality. For the heart will always tell you who you are, that you are oneness, that there is really only one self. You are often reminded by the heart of the truth of who you are. For every time you take on the beliefs of separation, the heart will ache in pain. And every time you take on the beliefs of oneness, the heart will rejoice in happiness. Realize in every moment, the heart is reminding and revealing to you who you are. But when our mind is filled with the noises of thoughts and emotions, then it is easy to miss the messages from the heart. That is why the practice of meditation can be so ever helpful. For once the thoughts and emotions are cleared, then one can begin to know the deeper self within. The heart path thus is the path of learning how to listen to the heart. To listen to the heart is to hear from the heart as to who you really are. The heart often speaks when you make decisions. The heart often guides you when you're confused. So to listen to the heart when making a decision is not to just ask the mind or emotions, right or left, but rather to also involve the heart into these conversations. To listen to the heart, we must first clear the wandering thoughts and emotions, to clear the noises of fear, to clear the noises of worries, to clear the noises of unstillness, so that the messages of the heart can come through. The cause of not being able to hear one's heart will thus not be so much on the lack of technique, but rather it is by our suffering states of the mind, because the suffering states of the mind will always create noises within, noises of fear, impatience, anger, wandering thoughts, and so forth. Once the noise within is cleared, one will naturally hear the heart within. From this perspective then, one will realize that the heart path is the journey of self-transformation, of transforming our suffering states of the mind. Because every time we transform our suffering states of the mind, we will be able to hear the heart clearer, allowing us to develop even greater self-knowing. Personally, for me, the heart speaks not in words, but in knowing. Everyone is different. The deeper one connects with the heart, the more one will realize the infinite wisdom one has within. The heart is intelligent beyond space and time and knows what you truly need and desire. Thus it will always take you to places which will take you to discover and undertake your most desired spiritual lessons for deeper self-discovery. When I first began trying to listen to the heart, I heard and felt nothing. But the more I worked on my suffering states of the mind, the feelings of the heart became clearer. Sometimes my heart gives me a knowing that I should do something that is against my beliefs. Sometimes my heart takes me to suffering experiences that I otherwise would have avoided. When you are on the heart path, it will not make sense to the intellectual mind. But as you look back, you will realize why these experiences were chosen by the heart. And then looking back from my experiences, I've realized that each of these experiences always had served a purpose, which was for me to know about oneness even more, to know myself even more, taking me to experience greater happiness within. It is true that to follow the heart 100% of the time can feel impossible to do, for you must be aware of each passing moment, each passing thought, each passing feeling, each passing intuition. The goal of this talk is to simply let you know that there is another sense that is waiting to be heard, and that is your heart sense. And then becoming connected with this sense will help you greatly to align your decisions with what you really desire deep within, for the heart will always know the real you. If you wish to learn to follow the heart, what you can do is to become aware of the feeling in between the chest. This is the spiritual heart area. When making decisions, begin asking this area too for input. Feel with your heart and let that feeling guide you with every decision you make. Try making decisions from the heart. Try speaking from the heart. Try creating with the heart. The act of using this sense again and again will help you to tune into it. Much like how you learn to become aware of your thoughts and emotions, the heart is simply another sense that is happening in the background, a quieter sense that is waiting to be heard. And the more you become aware of the heart, the more you will become aware of the fight between the mind and the heart. When you make certain decisions in life, it is then you can see the spiritual lessons you need to learn to help align them back to one. In the beginning, it will be difficult to differentiate the feeling between a fear and the heart. In the beginning, it will be difficult to differentiate the feeling between emotions and the heart. That is why the best way to connect with the heart is to simply work on transforming the suffering states of the mind. The practice of meditation can be useful too, for it can help you to still your mind and emotions, and this will allow you to experience moments of stillness, when wisdom from the heart will arise. So in conclusion, the heart is always speaking to you within, but for you to hear, the mind and emotions must be still. The more you listen and act from the heart, the more you will remember who you are. For the heart will always know the truth, that you are oneness. The more you practice listening to your heart, the more the mind and heart will become one. And when the mind and heart becomes one, that is when you will know that you are the one and only, the Creator.